Hey, I want to welcome you here. I'm going to be sharing with you how Unify can help you with a conservative, and I underscore conservative, accelerated path to wealth. You see a picture of Albert Einstein here. That's because it was he who said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. What's he talking about there? He's talking about home mortgages or rent that you pay to someone who pays a mortgage, where there's compound interest that you're paying out, or credit lines. Today, that's credit cards often. It's also car loans. It's also college debt. There's a number of places that you're finding your average person is paying out incredible sums of money, and they don't even realize how much it adds up over the course of their lifetime, stripping wealth and the opportunity of a good lifestyle out from underneath them. You absolutely must incorporate compound interest into your strategy, and Unify allows you to do that, starting with a very conservative sum. And you're going to be shocked at how low you can start with and how large you can grow it and how quickly you can grow it with the strategies and tools that I'm going to share with you. Now, this is just an introduction. Underneath this presentation is a detailed review of everything I'm covering here. So keep that in mind and be sure to watch that. A quick disclaimer, trading is inherently risky. We're going to be talking about trading in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, a new rising asset class that allows you to get astronomical returns with these tools and to do it in a conservative way. So if you've done anything with that before or heard about it, pay close attention. This is very different from anything you've seen before. But understand that trading is risky. Never trade with funds that you cannot afford to lose. But with that said, let's talk about the risk of not having a plan to improve your retirement situation or to shorten the path to retirement, or putting our kids in a situation where they've got to borrow $50,000 and pay compounding interest debt right out of the nest. Let's talk about the risk of that and the risk of the status quo and the middle class mindset and what everyone said was playing it safe. Because we're seeing in today's world far too many people are struggling financially. We talked about massive debt loads, many living off credit, wages falling behind, housing prices increasing 2 to 3 times faster than salaries. That is very risky if you don't have a plan. If you're in retirement years now and you're seeing that you might not have enough to cover and uphold your current lifestyle and you don't have a plan, that's risky. Or if you're getting older and you're having to see that you have to extend the number of years that you work than you originally planned, working into the years that you thought would be your golden years, look at the risk that you're taking by not having a plan or a strategy to turn that around. And then again, the risk of our young people starting out of the gate with a huge compounded interest loan for their college education and the prospect of going out into the workforce. We're talking about massive risk that nobody's talking about. What we're discussing here is a conservative approach, not a wild, crazy investment, extremely ridiculously low starting point, and being able to leverage the principles and tools that we're going to discuss here to be able to accomplish extraordinary financial success, to apply however you want to accomplish whatever you want to. It was Warren Buffett, who was a conservative guy, by the way, who said, to build wealth, you must be able to make money while you sleep. The middle class scoff at that. They say it's pie in the sky, and yet that's how Warren Buffett became as wealthy as he has. Now, you may not want to become a billionaire. You may not even want to become a millionaire, although you certainly can with these tools and these principles. But maybe wealth for you is shortening your retirement or leaving a job and having a good lifestyle, or being able to help your kids or your grandkids get on a better trajectory. Whatever wealth is for you, why not borrow the principles and the strategies of the wealthy to accomplish them? You need a plan. Unify helps you accomplish extraordinary goals in a rather short period of time conservatively, these 3 ways: with wealth building strategies and emerging asset classes. We'll talk about that. With wealth building tools, we'll go over some of those in this intro, and then in the full presentation, you'll be able to learn about each of them. And then, of course, we discussed it, and we'll go in a little bit more deeply and show you some real numbers, the power of compounding. So who is Unify? A team of specialists in the financial publishing field. Our purpose: to share the best wealth building strategies, tools, and financial principles that protect, grow, and accelerate wealth. regardless of your available starting capital. So I underscore again, we're talking about starting very conservatively and being able to accomplish extraordinary goals in a rather short period of time. So I'm going to go over the wealth building tools like Prosperity U, the universal signals, which is what makes this accessible to everybody, even if you don't have any time, and even if you've never traded Bitcoin before, and even if you know nothing about it, and even if, like I say, your schedule doesn't allow you to trade every day, and you only got a couple minutes a month, the universal signals for you. Then there's the advanced signals for people who are more advanced traders, and then the altcoin reports for those who want to take advantage of cryptocurrency, another rising asset class that's in cryptocurrency other than Bitcoin. So again, I'm not going to cover all of this in detail in this introduction. You will get that in the detailed review underneath this video. One thing I do want you to know is you're always in control. Protect first, grow second is the motto here. You maintain full control of your money in Bitcoin at all times. Your money in Bitcoin is always kept in your own account. Unify doesn't touch it. They don't make money from your trading. Very important. Universal signal results. Pay close attention to this. This is amazing. The results between July 24th, 2017 to September 9th, 2018, following the universal signals, you only had to do 7 trades during that period. If you've never traded before, you don't know. It only takes like a couple minutes to do a trade, and if you do it a few times, maybe 30, 40 seconds. So 7 trades over the course of a little over a year period. We're talking like a couple minutes a month. Very, very easy for anybody to do. And again, if you've never traded before, we show you how to do all of that. Very, very simple. We have lots of people who never traded before that have come in here that have been able to do this. 85.7% winning trades. If you were to start with a BTC value of $5,000, again, you could start with less and get the same percentage gain I'm going to show you. But let's say you started with $5,000, you would have turned that in that period into $34,777 in BTC value. This would have meant your total fees, those don't go to Unify. For those that haven't traded, you pay that to an exchange where you buy and sell Bitcoin. Very easy to do. $228, just to be fully transparent. Your total gain would be 595% with these signals during that period. That's an average monthly gain of 15.45%. Let's compare that to if you had bought Bitcoin and just held it and didn't follow the signals and didn't trade it. You would have turned that 5,000 in Bitcoin into 11,180, so a little better than doubled it. It was a $12 fee for buying the Bitcoin. That would have been a gain of 128%. 128% compared to 595%. So that's the universal signal. Again, in the presentation below, I hope you understand this. I hope you understand how you make Bitcoin and money, even if Bitcoin's going down with these signals. If you're new to trading, if you've never traded before, watch the presentation below. You'll get a deeper understanding of all this and just get all your questions answered. The universal signal allows anybody to start with something very small and build it into something very large, leveraging this new asset class, Bitcoin. Watch the full presentation below. I do want to mention that in the presentation below, I'm not going to go over it now, there's also the advanced signals, and we go over those results. 684% return, compare that to 128% if you just bought and held it. This is for people who are advanced traders. Anyone can learn those things like trailing stop loss, taking profit along the way, and you actually would get even better results than this based on what we're seeing week after week. They give a report every week of the results if you apply trailing stop loss and other strategies. But I'm going to save that for the next, the presentation that you see below. I want most of you to focus on the universal signal because it's so easy. So let's look at the compounding calculator. And remember with the universal signal, we were getting 15.45% over the last little bit over a year on average. Let's just cut that down to 8.5% and see what you would get if you started with $500 of Bitcoin. And you let that run. With compounding, you got to give it time to compound. Since we're starting with a small amount, let's give it time. Again, you're setting yourself up for life. You're setting up your retirement so that if you're retired now and you don't have enough money to last, or you don't have a way or a plan to increase your quality of life financially, this would be a plan to do it. That's a reasonable amount of time that, as the years go on, you're making more and more and more money, starting from something that we could say is extremely conservative. Going off of 8.5% instead of the larger 15.5 that we saw the universal signal do, you would turn that $500 in 72 months into $177,000, and this does not count Bitcoin going up. This does not include if Bitcoin goes up. And most experts believe Bitcoin's going to 50, 100, 200,000. So this could be astronomically higher. Let's say you just added $200 a month to this. That would be over $1 million in 72 months. This is why I say this is a conservative but accelerated plan. Whether you're retired, whether you're young, you will not find a more conservative, accelerated plan to turning a little into an extraordinarily large sum of money, leveraging the magical power of compounding that Albert Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world, that you must tap into if you're ever going to get ahead in any significant way. Again, there is a longer presentation below that goes into detail of these things. I strongly encourage you to study it, go through it, get your questions answered, plug in, and change your life.